Mavericks, welcome back to my channel. And if you are new to my channel, welcome to the party. So today I want to deal with a few more planner tips. You guys, I have a real soft spot in particular for people who are just starting out in their planning journey, newbies or beginners, but sometimes us old heads or older heads need reminders of good planner tips as well. So today I want to deal with what happens when you get in a planner rut and how to get out of one. My planner, or my catch-all planner in particular, for the month of August is completely blank. It's completely blank. I have not had an opportunity to do any kind of decorative planning for the past month because I've been doing a lot of traveling and back and forth, and life has been nuts. There are also holes in my planner in July and quite a few holes in my planner in June. Some of that was life, and some of that was just not being in the mood for decorative planning. And I hear that a lot in my planner groups that I'm a part of or on social media, where people will chime in and say, y'all, I'm in a rut. I don't feel like planning this week or this month, or I'm totally uninspired. The first thing I want you to know is that that is normal. And the second thing I want to reassure you of is that it's temporary, or it can be temporary, and it is completely fixable. So today I want to deal with 3 practical ways to dig yourself out of a planner rut and get back into a groove of planner peace. So without further ado, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your struggles and your tips, your trials and your triumphs. So please chime in. And also, if you missed it, I did a video on how to fight planner overwhelmed. I will stick a card in this video. Please be sure to go back and watch that. I have a soft spot for planner newbies and beginners and folks who are just starting out in their planning journey. So I hope this is helpful. And if you're an old head like me, I hope this is a helpful refresher. So the number 1 tip I have for digging yourself out of a planner rut may be a little surprising. Don't plan, or better yet, don't decorate at all. Let me deal with this for a second. So there was a time when you would just go and get whatever agenda out of the store. It might have been a day runner, it might have been Mead, it might have been whatever planner brand was out at the time that had basic weekly lines or basic time blocks, etc., etc. You sat it on your desk and you wrote in it, and that was it. That was your plan. It worked. It was effective. It was efficient. The end. Enough said. Nowadays, I've come to realize that a lot of people have made decorative planning and planning synonymous. I want to remind you that there's planning, there is paper crafting or mixed media or whatever you want to call it. And then there is decorative planning, which is like the union in the Venn diagram of the planner world. Planning and decorative planning don't have to exist in the same space all the time. I am giving you permission. If you don't feel like decorating this week, if you don't feel like decorating this month, don't. This goes back to some of the previous tips that I have given about finding your planner style and adjusting when it's not working for you, because at the end of the day, the plan is supposed to be functional for your life. If you get to a place in your life, like I do sometimes, where I am physically away from my desk for a week, or in some cases, week and a half, 2 weeks, it's not going to be practical for me to haul my entire planner station set up with me across the country. I have to adjust. I may not be able to decorate or decorate to the degree that I usually do, and that is okay. If you run out of gas and you just don't feel like it, it's okay. And I think a lot of that has been spurred by social media, in particular the visual mediums, Instagram and Pinterest. I know for me, as a blogger and a person who does create content, I started to add my planners, my before the pens or after the pens, to my regular rotation of social media, because I connected with people and people responded to it. But I started to realize that my planning was becoming performative, as some would say. I was sitting down, of course, to plan what was functional for me, but I also felt a lot of pressure to plan and be able to put a spread up on my Instagram feed that week as part of my content strategy. But I had to let that go. So remember, your planner is for you first. It is hopefully for function first. If it's not, that's a whole nother thing. But if it's a functional planner, it's for function first. And you have permission not to decorate if you don't feel like it. Number 2 is going to seem counterintuitive to some of the things I just said about number 1, but use Pinterest and Instagram. And I want to be clear that if you're using Pinterest and Instagram for inspiration, use it for community and not comparison. Comparison is indeed the thief of joy, and it is so easy to go out and look at other people's spreads and compare them and feel like, oh man, my stuff is never going to look like that, or I can't do that, or whatever. That's so pretty, but it's unattainable for me. Use your Pinterest feed to get ideas of elements you might want to incorporate or draw from when you are having trouble drumming up ideas. Use Instagram and your Facebook groups and things like that to get in community with other planners and people who enjoy this outlet as much as you do, and ask for tips, ask for help. Engage in challenges. Challenges are another awesome way. If you are having trouble figuring out what spread you want to do this week, well, there's a challenge out there. I know that I can participate in that challenge, and there's an idea right there. Reddit is also another one of my favorite places to get in community with other people concerning planners. It's fairly anonymous and the people are friendly, and check out Reddit. Don't sleep on it. So, number three is the most practical tip on this list: themes. At the beginning of this year, I started theming my months. I was having trouble coming up with a completely unique idea 52 weeks in a row, year after year. This is my 18, 19, 20, fourth year. This is my fourth year doing a decorative planner. And after a while, if you've been around, you start to exhaust ideas or get exhausted with ideas. So I started taking a month at a time and generally doing a theme. Some months I won't, but most months I will. And I just want to share with you a few different ways to theme out your spreads. You can look for inspiration in nature. For instance, animals. I like birds. I like butterflies. You can look at florals. Florals are everywhere. A lot of people love florals. Stickers abound when it comes to flowers. So that's a great place for inspiration. Landscapes. And by landscapes, I mean jungle. I mean forest. I mean beach. Whatever floats your boat and makes you gives you the warm and fuzzies in your planner, write those down as themes. Another place to find inspiration is concepts. For instance, national months. In March this year, I decided to honor Women's History Month by doing spreads dedicated and inspired by women's empowerment throughout the month of March. Okay? Color stories. Yes, there are sticker books that are dedicated to specific color stories, but one month in my planner, I sat down and mapped out my personal favorite color combinations, and I chose one for each week and dedicated a spread to my favorite color schemes. Okay? Speaking of favorites, favorite things. Hobbies, anything that makes you smile can be a theme in your planner. Food, events, like a lot of people did spreads for the Olympics. That is a great set of events to plan a theme around. Sports, so on and so forth. Some of my favorite spreads have actually been inspired by concepts like writing. I did a spread not long ago that was anchored by quotes from famous writers because I write, so on and so forth. I have yet to do a music spread. I don't know why, but that's definitely coming. I have done one that wove song lyrics through it. That's a theme. Okay? And last but not least, in the themes category, my favorite thing to draw inspiration from is tools and techniques. For instance, all pen and marker themes. Stickers kind of rule the roost commercially in the decorative planning world, but do remember you don't have to use them. Stickers are great. Stickers are nice. Stickers are expensive. Stickers take up space. They don't go bad, which means you are stuck with them until you get rid of them, give them away, or use them up. So if that isn't your thing, try an all pen or all marker spread, or better yet, a stickerless spread. You've seen me do that a couple of times on this channel. It is possible. Make use of your printer in that respect. Washi tape is another good inspiration. Look at the rolls you have in your collection and build spreads around that. One of my favorite techniques to build around is ink and stamps. Y'all have seen me use a lot of those on this channel. Finding new ways to incorporate that into your spread can kind of breathe new life and give you more inspiration. Scrapbook paper. Don't sleep on scrapbook paper. You can get them sheets for as low as like 10 cents a piece, maybe 25. And if you get like a 12 by 12 sheet, you can do a whole lot in your planner. Cut it down. For a faux washi, you can use it to fill blocks. If you have a planner that's laid out like that, you can use it to cover different areas. I've even used old scraps of scrapbook paper to build a landscape for a winter theme. So Look in your collection of supplies, things you have on hand, your tools and your implements, and challenge yourself to use those things. If you have old sticker books that you've fallen out of love with, challenge yourself to pick one or two of those books and use them up. Or say, I am going to find a new way to use this particular book. And that can be new inspiration as well. So I say all this to say there are many ways to dig yourself out of a planner rut. If you find yourself in a place where you're completely uninspired, it's normal. Just go with it. Don't put any pressure on yourself to do anything that doesn't feel right, that doesn't fit into your lifestyle. At the time, come back to it when you're ready and draw on all of the things that are around you for inspiration. So, you guys, let me know down in the comments what you like to do when you find yourself lacking inspiration in your planner, or if you have ideas of different ways to gain inspiration and new ideas. I want to hear about them because I want to try some of them. And as always, do what you love what you do, and keep at it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.